Well, thank you very much for joining in today. Everybody at Martlands is pretty excited to be able to have this opportunity and present the topic of our discussion today. So I'm going to be discussing about how global corporations are going to benefit if they use location intelligence to improve their market research insights. I will be covering its applications and how it has helped some of our clients with the help of a few case studies as we move along. I would need help with this. Yep, we have it. So I'm Chandan Ra, Vice President Research and Analytics at Martlands Knowledge Services. Having spent about 15 years in the market research and analytics domain, I've worked with numerous end clients, global research providers, management and technology consulting firms, serving a wide range of industries. Martlands Knowledge Services offers customized technology-driven research solutions, which meets unique research and insight needs across the globe. We collate market insights to build strategies driving growth and profits. Operating through different locations, we are headquartered in Pune, India, having offices in Gurgaon, Singapore, New York, and London as well. So, and we are also lately recognized to be among the top 10 market research companies in Asia by prestigious Asia Business Outlook magazine. And we are very proud of this achievement given the hard work that the team put in to be there. To give you a little more perspective on the team, we at Martlands get bored very easily. And with the changing landscape of client requirements and expectations, we realize that we are getting bored of the traditional means of data collection and market research, and we realize that so are our clients as well. And hence, this last time when we got bored of doing the same repetitive stuff, we went out to seek new disruptive methodologies and methods that could give us some more fun and could add value to the same process that we've been doing for a very long time. So in this pursuit of identifying disruptive methodologies, we've all realized that the traditional ways of conducting research and collecting data we've always been using for a very long time is slow, it's expensive, it's outdated because at times it yields irrelevant data. And to be honest, it's no fun, at least for me, personally speaking. If we go by the legacy, the traditional means of collecting the data, we have come to realize that there are primarily three sources through which we've been collecting this information. Surveys and discussions that I understand that almost all of the people sitting in this room would be involved in. It could be a qual discussion, it could be a large-scale quantitative data collection, which is primary research, simply put. Then there are secondary research data sources. Again, a lot of people in this room would be buying a lot of desk research-based syndicated research reports around the year. And then there are internal data sets from internal CRM. It could be sales data, any archival conventional wisdom that companies usually have in their systems. But let's just give it a quick thought. What if there is something more out there besides the three sources that we've discussed right now? So in our quest of actually trying to find out this gem that we are going to be discussing right now, we stumbled upon something which we believe today is going to be a game changer. Again, when it is going to be integrated with disruptive technologies like artificial intelligence, it's going to be extracting insights which have not been available through traditional means of data collection and market research. Meet our newfound love, which we call location-based insights and data. So if you put it simply, location intelligence is just a method of analyzing and visualizing data on a map. So you take a map, pick up a particular area, demographic, community, and isolate that where you wish to gain more insights, and that is location intelligence in a nutshell for you. It has numerous applications for market researchers. It can help identify those patterns that are not immediately apparent if you are conducting market research the traditional way. That is the biggest differentiator, I should say, when location intelligence is added with traditional market research approaches. For market researchers, it can help do accurate prediction and planning. Again, location intelligence has been helping businesses make sense of what's happening in different locations to optimize their strategic positions and using location-specific data streams. So you might be surprised to know, in today's world of disruptive technologies, generative AI, machine learning algorithms, natural language processing abilities, there are thousands and thousands of data sources of location intelligence available already, and that is on a global scale. These sources are built and are very reliable. It could be commercial data. For an example, we are in Singapore and we want to know how many ATMs are there which are currently accessible and operational. So there is that data available somewhere for your use. Similarly, any kind of population data, it could be health indicator data, behavior data in terms of what are the buying patterns of community X compared to community Y. That is already available for someone to buy. Again, a lot of people mistake location intelligence to be the most basic demographic information like age or gender or some socioeconomic indicators, but that's not it. There is another very interesting data available which is location intelligence very specific data set called human mobility data. So this data set offers insight into what are the most frequented places for leisure, vacations, business, and many more, again, locally and internationally. So there are large global telecom companies who are giving its data on human mobility to anyone who has money to buy. So this human mobility data is offering access in terms of where a community, group of people, or a specific set of population is mobilizing except for home and office. And accordingly, segmentation could be made for communications, marketing, and all sort of other things that you would like to do. And there are just so many data sources available that would resonate so well with your current market insight process that it will enhance your marketing and take it to another level completely. So after having a little fling with the location intelligence and being thoroughly impressed by its potential, we committed to a serious relationship. That's when we started to build out a strong global market research capability around that and started to hire a big team, a top team of location analytics and data science to take this capability to the next level. Here we present to you our unique research methodology that we are here to introduce. This empowers businesses to optimize their goals with better and more precise intelligence. Simply put, this methodology is Martlens's AI-enabled quantitative survey data coupled with our newfound love of location data sets, that is where you have precise and targeted market insights, which you can see on the dashboard screenshot of sorts appearing on the slide. So as I mentioned that anything that could be plotted on a map for additional insights and creating filtering to your market insights is what location intelligence we are talking about. Now you'd be wondering what's next? What can one achieve through location intelligence as market researchers? So let me just share some of the potential use case scenarios. Targeted marketing, I think this is the most widely accepted use everybody would know of around location intelligence. And if we know the behavior patterns through my market surveys around specific areas or countries, that definitely helps you to streamline your marketing messages better. So if we know that some places within, say for an example, Malaysia are more tilted toward luxury items compared to another area which is more focused or tilted towards affordable items, we could absolutely make changes to the marketing communication, sending going into these two different parts of Malaysia. Then customer segmentation, which is a subset of marketing effectiveness, I'd say. With location data, I'm very well equipped to know the communities that I serve. So how community 1 behaves in terms of buying patterns versus community 2, keeping in mind the cultural nuances as well. So that is the level of segmentation we can do with location intelligence. If we go about talking into the granularity that it could offer, we are not just talking about segmenting your data or segmenting your customers into cities, regions. We are talking about getting them segmented up to zip code levels. Then again, competitive intelligence, something that is very widely used. If we have the capability of having, mapping or plotting every competition on a map, it gives you a realistic view of how things are happening in the field. Any company that has a retail distribution, warehousing sort of a network is most interested in when they use location intelligence to their benefits. It's like putting your competitor locations along with the most relevant location data set on a map and simply comparing with yours to strategize the next moves. This is again very interesting topic, forecasting and predictions, because location data, as I mentioned to you earlier, you have data sets where you can analyze traffic patterns. There's a data set where you can analyze growth indicators of various locations at the same time, right on the dashboard that you would have in front of you, and also forecast market sizing for those up and coming communities or markets and so on. What we are trying to say is that it can enable market researchers to analyze market dynamics at different geographic levels and identify market gaps, opportunities, and trends, if any. So it is certainly serving as a fantastic tool for market sizing, as we would want to call it. Site selection is again one of the most primitive use of location intelligence, with a little more insights into demographics of a certain location. A retailer or transport or warehousing company can take a call whether to put their store or any sort of a setup there or not. So site selection is something that has been used massively and serves as a must-have use case for location intelligence. Let's talk about some of our recent work that we have done for our clients that integrates our market surveys with location data. So the most recent engagement was conducted for an Indonesian retailer who wanted to have a better customer segmentation and achieve higher efficiencies with their marketing efforts. So the problem was that they had a lot of information available in their CRMs, a lot of sales data was available, customer purchase data was available, as we call it, but they lacked insights into customer behavior and preference patterns broken into locations. So they knew what selling is, but they wanted to know what will sell more. So they partnered with our client, a global management consulting firm, and they onboarded us as a partner to execute this project for them. And as the process, we conducted a large-scale quantitative market survey through our AI-enabled survey platform. So we built a very good-looking dashboard, and then we added a layer of location intelligence on the market research survey data that we collected. It gave a little more understanding in terms of how a remote location like Sumatra in Indonesia behaves when it compares to a little more inhabited place like Bali, or say a large city like Jakarta. So the insights were extracted, were not something the client was actually expecting or even hoping to have in the near future. This exercise actually enabled our client to design their marketing campaigns well. This simply means that they were able to create separate marketing messaging for each of those locations where the data was collected. We've come to know that this actually improved their marketing effectiveness by up to 30% in specific areas where their marketing communication was not as suited for that location. With this, they came to know about the locations where market opinion of consumers is, say, X, plus their purchasing power is this, and what kind of products that they need to put into that store, or increase the number of stores in that particular location, or decrease the number of stores in that particular location. So this is again sort of a small dashboard that we were able to deliver to them and put it together, and it actually turned out to be a big hit with them. We are very proud in terms of what we delivered and how it actually added a value to the client process. Another very interesting case study that we have recently ran for a major Asian pharmaceutical company. We developed a platform where they were able to identify sales opportunity, untapped doctors. By that, again, I mean, doctors who were not approached by that pharmaceutical company directly, and relevant patient data broken by the zip code. So this pharma company actually was operating in a very urban environment. All the offices were in the urban areas. All the market that they were actually trying to capture or have been serving so far was again in a very urban setup. And they realized that they wanted to expand into rural markets and increase the market share, increase the sales, but they were not sure how to do that. So we offered them location intelligence to understand rural market and gave them more intelligence around how they can expand to those markets. Imagine, putting a map together with how many doctors are there in a zip code, how many of those are already existing in the client's CRM, and how many are not, to be able to identify those untapped opportunities. So they've increased their sales coverage by 120%, in these spaces which were absolutely white spaces for them, and they were not even sure if something like that existed. Another example or another recent project that we've delivered is for an automotive giant based out of India. They actually have global presence. We did a large-scale quantitative data collection which included pricing information in that research. We plotted those responses with demographic and location data of the retailers and dealers for that OEM, and this yielded some very unique pricing insights, divulging information on why a retailer in X location in that country is selling at a discount of 5% compared to why another dealer in Y location is not offering any sorts of discounts. So this information of why something is happening would only be possible if you put location intelligence data sets into the game. So you would know that, with traditional market research, you would know that it's selling at X price in this location and selling at Y price at this location, but why is it happening would only be extracted once we have that location intelligence put into this. So this is what I actually wanted to present today. Location intelligence is important in making strategies because it provides businesses with valuable insights and data to inform their decision-making and strategies. We are sure that we will continue to put efforts in optimizing whatever we are doing right now. And I leave you with this thought that with such targeted intelligence and extracting that detailed insights, for all companies who are here, it is like making strategies as good as your grandma's recipes. So this concludes my presentation. I'd love to answer any questions that you may have. Else, would like to meet you in person outside at the booth, along with my colleagues Navya and Yash. And if you're not offered any treats or jokes at the booth, just escalate. Management takes that very seriously. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandan. Any questions?
Thanks for a great presentation. Having worked with location insights, I do agree with a lot of the use cases that you have presented on shopper mobility and segments. One of the key areas about location or geospatial location insights is the data that you use, the data set that you use. So in my experience, some of the partners I've worked with have used telco data, which is verified data. And of course, they support that with research, sending out research to validate some of the inferences and assumptions from this mobility insights. So for your company, what would be some of these data sets that you find useful, and how do you validate that?
Look, I'll give you an example of Google Places API. If you search restaurants near me, that is Google Places API at work. So whatever restaurants are registered near where you are going to be displayed to you as a result of it. Do you think that is the validated information that you find on Google? I hope yes. So validation is sorts where you have to believe in that data. So there are companies which have been there offering location data sets for a very long time. Number one is, ArcGIS. There's a company called Carto, and Google obviously is there, along with some other data sources, which absolutely provide all the validations required to be able to trust on the insights that you would build using location data. So, again, mobility data, companies like Vodafone of the world, being global, they have a lot of access to how people are mobilizing from one place to another. The data sets are so massive in size that you need a lot of technology to be able to process that. Again, once you start to process that, a lot of validation would come into the process automatically. And I can again tell you that all of these sources like Carto and ArcGIS and Google, they're well known in what they're doing. So there are a lot of things that we could do to validate that information.
I think we have time for one more question. Anyone?
Thank you.
Thank you, Chandan.